Hello and welcome to Rage Quit. My name is Jay and today we're going to be looking at Warcry Warbands that you can get for like the cheapest possible. Now there's a couple of caveats to that, and that I'm generally trying to look for armies that are going to provide a bit of variety, so you've got multiple choices of like units and models. But there's a couple of things like I might miss. For example, I was looking at this and like the Daughters of Cain, they have the Canero Life Takers, which are like £27.50 UK pounds, but that would be about 945 points. So there might be stuff where it's like nearly but not quite. Hopefully I've done my research and we've got pretty much everything covered, but just keep in mind I would recommend that you do your own research on these after you've seen this video. Now I will be linking this spreadsheet in the description below. I'll probably provide Element Games affiliate links, so just keep that in mind. These prices are in pounds, but I'm pretty sure you'll know the conversion yourself in dollars. I'm pretty sure it's about the same at this stage. As I said, these are in pounds, and we'll just go through each faction. And these are RRP prices from the Games Workshop website. So top of the list, though, you might be like, Cypher Lords, aren't they one of the Chaos Warbands? Well, yes, they are. The thing is, with these guys, you get variety. Almost, well, there's a couple of models that are the same, but you get every available known unit for this faction in this box for £30 RRP UK. These boxes are good value because you get variety and you get everything that you could have. Whether or not they're great or not is neither here nor there. It's actually joint cheapest at £30, I think. You might be able to get Grave Guards for a little bit cheaper, or those Daughters of Cain that I mentioned, but you're not going to get much cheaper than £30, and you don't have to buy the faction cards. So these guys are going to be worth it. Keep in mind there's 3 more Chaos factions a week after Warcry release, which is a week and a day as of right now. So these guys are good value. And then we'll go back to the spreadsheet in a moment, because we're going to look at the Iron Jaws, the Brutes and the Yard Boys. Now, these are where if you just buy one of these, it is monotonous. You're going to only have essentially one choice, which is generally one guy and then the leader. Now, I'm told, and from what I can tell, you can build 4 normal people here and then 1 leader. That will get you near enough to 1,000 points. So it's a viable, doable thing. But again, you only have Brutes and a leader in that case. They are, however, £30 in the UK. 1 box. Buy your faction cards and you would be donezo. Right? Looking good. But it does get a bit more interesting as we go. Just keep that in mind. We're going with the sort of the more boring ones first. The Yard Boys are £32, but you get 20 miniatures in that box. And you could definitely build 1,000 points. There are no questions asked. And you can probably do different combinations of the whatever Yard Boy choices there are. Well, I think there might only be 2 or possibly 3, like a leader and then maybe the normal ones. So they're all the boring ones. Now the ones that are slightly less boring would be the Savage Orcs. Now these guys, you again get 20 of them, but there's several. You get everything for the Savage Orcs. There's nothing that you don't get for Savage Orcs that aren't in this box. And I can see if I can bring up the rules very quickly. The cards, I'm not sure which way around where they are, but we'll see if we can get them. Here they are. Here they go. Literally all of these cards, which you can't see because of my FOD, but all of these cards are in that box. You get at least one of these. You get at least one of everything, basically. You get 2 of some things, but I'm not 100% sure what, so I can't comment. But you can definitely get to 1,000 points with ease, and you can mix and match as you please. So yeah, that's one that's going around the internet. Everybody knows about this one. It's £30 in the UK. Really cheap box that has lots of miniatures in it. If you're interested in orcs and you don't want the Iron Jaws, the Savage Orcs are your choices. And then we go on to a little bit more interesting ones. Now we're spicing it up. Ooh, spicing it up. We've done with these guys, which are sort of like one box and done kind of things. We're now going to go into a little bit of a multiple box. Now I haven't done this quite in order because we're actually going to look at the Stormcast here. So what you can buy for the Stormcast are the Fast Riders. Now the Fast Riders are hunters. Maybe I should put that here. I'll put hunters here. Very quickly, hunters. Let's see if I can type right. So hunters the Fast Riders are what was released for Warhammer Underworld's Shadespire. You can get them in 2 different versions. I think for £18 you get all the Shadespire stuff, and for £15 they take away the Shadespire stuff, but you still get the miniatures. They are essentially alternate sculpts of the hunters, so you get 3 of them there. And yeah, we'll have a look at that. Yeah, these guys. So this guy would be your leader, and these 2 would be your normal dudes. And then I can't remember how many I worked it out. It's these guys, and then I think you would maybe need 3 or 4 Griff Hounds. And Griff Hounds, £15 for these. You can't see because my head's in the way, but these are £15 and you get 6 of them. These are 150 points in game. So, you know, what's that? 2 of them is 300, 4 of them is 600. Like, these are 900 points on their own. The problem with that is you need a leader, so you can't just buy them and be like, oh, I've got 900 points, that'll do. So you can literally have 2 different unit types for £30, looking pretty damn sweet. The Stormcast, if I'm honest, I came this close to ordering these yesterday. So yeah, they've got a decent all-roundness and they've got a really good upgrade path, because the Raptors and the Aether Wings would be the next box, and they're at £22.50 UK price. And the reason they're interesting is you get 3 of these Raptors, which I think it's a dual kit, so you can build them in the alternate, whatever the other one is. It's Raptors with longbow crossbow or Raptors with hurricane crossbow. And the important thing here would also be these Aether Wings, which are Ether Wings, I should possibly pronounce them as. These guys are like 150, 200 points, but these are 45 points, and obviously they fly, so they're really good fodder. So that's a really good upgrade path, and that's what if you can look at my spreadsheet, that's what I'm talking about here. Like, if you want cheap, you buy these, and then if you want to upgrade, you buy that, and then you literally have everything in the Stormcast box for a grand total of £52.50. RRP. If you go to Element Games or somewhere like that, you'll get that for 45 or even a bit less, 43, something like that. So Stormcast, you can have everything for a reasonable price, so they're a good choice, and a lot of people already have Stormcast stuff for sure. So that's that. And then I'm not sure what's next on my list. It's the Graveguard, right? So now we're looking at the Legions of Nagash, which we'll go through the rules a little bit at the end, because they're one of the ones that I left off. Now, I think with the Graveguard, you might be able to just buy them and have 1,000 points, right? I think that might be possible. Let's see if I can quickly get these rules up. I've not done the maths, but in my head, it sort of looks like that's the case, because you can't see because of my big FOD. But you get one of these guys, they're called like Chestnuls or something, and that one in the army, but this one would be your leader. Then you'd have 85 points, that would be 2 of your 10 guys. And then the rest of your Graveguard, which I think are these guys, maybe, yep, I'm pretty sure it's either this guy or this guy. These are the Graveguards, 80, 90 points. So like, you'd have 8 of them, which is already nearly like 800 points, plus these guys. I'm pretty like, it's near enough just to have the Graveguard, and you've got your leader. However, obviously, I don't think that's necessarily the most interesting list, but they are £25.50. I'm pretty sure I put the wrong amount on. I think he is £25.50. Do apologise, nothing intentional. Yeah, the Graveguard, good choice. And then you can obviously just have a proper leader for £10, the Necromancer. Then you're going to be like casting spells, doing all kinds of shenanigans. Look at him, we're not looking at it, Jason. We're not looking at it. Yeah, we are looking at it now. Sorry, I'm very confused. I've got like lots of different stuff on my screen. You can see here it's 195 points, the leader, and look at that range, 3 to 7, casting spells all day. So yeah, that's definitely a decent choice there. For £35, you get 2 different types of character, unit, whatever you want to call them. And then the skeletons are only like £17.50. You can even buy like 6 for like £8 or something like that, or you could buy the ones that are from Underworlds, but I think the skeletons just offer the best value. So for sure, again, the Legions of Nagash definitely up there on like the cheap end of things, basically. And then let's have a look at the Nighthaunt. So the Nighthaunt are pretty interesting as well. I actually never showed you the skeletons, but you can see the skeletons there. The Nighthaunt, one of the good ways of getting these guys would be, and I must somebody I didn't credit, Brandon from Facebook. He's been doing a lot of these like cheap combinations, and I've been really liking them because it shows you that, you know, this and this will give you a bit of variety, and he like does a basic build, which I'm not sure, I don't know if he's verified the points or what have you, but just bit of a shout out to him because he's been doing this. This model here is its own separate card. It's not a standard guy. He's like the leadery type. In fact, let's see if I can get this up on the screen as well. He is... Nope, I'm going the wrong way. I mean, if only I would have done them alphabetical. That's him at 150 points. And now, I don't really think you'd want a list of just him and then 9 of these. But I think technically, again, that's possible, isn't it? Like, you'd be under 1,000 points there. I'm not 100% sure of the maths, but I think you could do it if you wanted to. So again, on the cheapest possible thing, like maybe this is Chain Horde Wraths. yeah, I'm not sure about the Master. If you want to do that, what I would recommend though, if you're going to go to the Nighthaunt, they do have these Spirit Hosts for £16 UK price, which you get 3 of them, so you've got a bit of variety there. So you would have 3 different types. I think one of them can be a leader as well. Not 100% sure. Can one of them be a leader? No, it doesn't look like that's the case in this case. But for sure, you could have decent variety again for like £40. Yeah, fine. And then if you want to upgrade these, they have I think it's the Grave Grave Wraith Stalkers. Like I think you can buy like 5 of them for £10. That's all right. And then the Reapers are the other one, which are the more expensive one, but they're a bigger unit, and you get them for £27.50. So the Nighthaunt can be done reasonably cheaply. And then we're pretty much at the tail end of this. I never went. These are the Ras. These are the Reavers. I'm pretty sure that they are them, which you can't see because I'm in the way again. Them. I'm pretty sure that's them. And whereas these guys are the other unit, which I've temporarily forgot the name, the Reapers. So yeah, let me know if I'm wrong there, but yeah, definitely the Chain Rasp Horde and the Spirit Host, good shout. And then these are the ones where like I might have missed a cheap one, but I'm not 100% sure. And that would be something like these guys, which or ladies I should say, which are the Canary Life Takers. It looks to me like you could take 4 normal ones and then a leader, and that would cost you 945 points, which possibly is acceptable. So if I've missed something like that, I do apologize. If you've got any really cheap things that definitely work, I know like people were talking about the Night Goblin ones for like Warhammer Underworld, but it doesn't look like great value to me. But maybe if you can make it work, let people know in the comments. Put your little list and put how much it costs, etc. And you know, I'll maybe make a comment and pin all the decent ones. So there's a couple of like options beyond this. Like if you are going to go for that, I definitely recommend you just get some Witch Elves after that. But there's a couple of things that I didn't do in the last video, which people weren't necessarily pleased about, in that we never had a quick look at the Savage Orcs, the tactics for the Savage Orcs. My head is very much in the way for these, and I do apologise. These are fantastic guys. You get movement 4, a lot of toughness 4, a lot of strength 3, toughness 4. They're all like middle of the road average, but toughness 4, strength 3, toughness 4, strength 4. There's variety here enough, and you get ranged weapons. I think the Savage Orcs could be all right. Yeah, I think they're definitely like middle of the road for the Savage Orcs. And we had a quick chat about the Legions of Nagash. They are movement 3, and movement 3 I think might be too much of a hindrance. The Graveguard have toughness 4, strength 4, which are pretty cool, these guys. But and you do have some high strength over here, strength 5, with a lot of attacks. But I just think that the speed will be too much of a hindrance. Couple of things, just a quick note on possible exceptions or other units other factions, warbands you might want to buy. I'm jumping in with the Flesh Eater Courts. I've ordered the Start Collecting box at £55 RRP, which actually costed me about 45 quid from Element Games. It should be coming tomorrow, hopefully. That gets you one of every unit. Basically, you get the ghouls, which you could have as a leader. You get the fly people and the other ghouls. You get pretty much everything. Again, those are like, you might be able to just make a list of the ghouls, but I think you'd be under 1,000 points. But the Flesh Eater Courts Start Collecting set is really good value, as is, I'm told, the Idenef Deepkin Start Collecting box is also good value. If you want like a full faction, you won't necessarily have everything for the Idenef Deepkin. I think you're missing one box of the troopers, but you've got a lot of what you need, and you can easily get to 1,000 points. So that's a lot of the factions. Big shout out, if you want to look at all the factions and all the possible combinations, I believe Glass Half Dead has done a video on that. He went through every faction. I've not gone through every faction, even though I've gone through quite a lot of them. But again, I look at the Chaos Warbands that are like coming out, the new stuff. For 30 quid, you get on everything that faction can currently do. That's solid. And then it's just a case of take your pick. The orcs, you can pretty much do them all with one box, but you probably maybe a bit bored if you go for the Iron Jaws, whereas the Bone Splitters or Savage Orcs, whatever you want to call them, you get variety there. And then the other factions, Stormcast, have a nice little cheap 2-box setup that gives you a bit of variety and movement and stuff like that. The Legions of Nagash have a nice 2-box build, and so do the Nighthawk. So they're probably the cheapest warbands. There might be other combinations that I missed. If I have, as I said, whack it in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm going to check out. Thank you for watching. The sun's blazing here in the UK. I'm going to check out. Have a beautiful day. Like and subscribe. As I said, the link will be in the description to this. If you do go to the Element Games website, do keep in mind I will get a bit of a kickback if you use that. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.